The web industry, or the web development industry, summed up in 3 sentences. The frameworks are all basically the same. The aficionados are demanding that we do things their way, or else. And Steph Mischuk has another new camera. How you doing, my little beauties? It's nice to see you here. I thought I would do a quick video on my creaky chair and just give you a wee update as to how things are going and all of that stuff. I thought it would be nice to check in. And you know what? Oh, look, just over the horizon. That's right, the finish line is in sight. Some of you folks know that right at the end of last year, I had a really bad year last year. And right at the end, I figured there must be another way, and I launched Speed Coding Academy. And at the time, I had this code generator thing made, but it was made for CodeIgniter. And just as I had this thing finished, and I was like, yay, this is great. Well, the folks from CodeIgniter sent a message out like as soon as it was finished, and it was like, CodeIgniter 4 is almost here. And I looked at it. I looked at CodeIgniter 4 and it was basically the same as all the other frameworks. All of the stuff that I couldn't stand was there. The command line interface and all of that aficionado stuff, you know, vendor autoload and all of that. And I just thought, man, what do, you know? I had spent, I'd say, 6 months working on the original CodeIgniter. That's the one with a few demos around about this channel. That took me 6 months. But what do? Do you rewrite the whole thing and say, all right, folks, CodeIgniter 4, yay? Or do you stand by CodeIgniter 3, a framework that had not been updated significantly since about 2011? Well, I gave it some thought. And I decided that the only way we get to walk away with any kind of dignity is if we just make a new framework of our own, you know? And that's an insane decision, because not only was I doing a course showing people web development, but at the same time, I had to build a brand new framework. And at the same time, I had to also build a brand new code generator for the new framework. And I always said that if I was ever going to throw my hat into the frameworks ring, then I'm not going to do a me too. I'm not going to be on a list of, 300 frameworks and people say, oh, well, that's a nice logo. If I'm going to go into that arena, then I am playing to win. And I'm not going after Laravel, I'm going after Wix, you know? So, since the end of last year till now, it has been a total marathon. I've often been working 20 hours a day. A few times lately I've gone kind of insane, and I find myself impulsively making these strange videos and then deleting them really quickly. But everybody has been cool. Even though I've been incredibly late with all, what with the business of rewriting, or not rewriting, writing new frameworks and stuff, all of that stuff. In spite of all of this, the amount of people who have requested a refund is 1. It's not 0, it's 1. There was one guy from Germany, a guy by the name of Thomas, and he, it was a way right back at the start. And he enrolled and he was there for like 2 days. And then he got in touch and says, it's not really for me. I said, no problem, here's your refund. I sent him it. And he got back and said, well, it's just that, it's probably quite good, but it's just not for me. And I was like, I don't know why you're telling me. It's no questions asked. Good luck, bless you. One person. And I think I must be doing something right, I must be doing something right. And that guy, bless him, but he might be watching this video, and I hope he's doing well. But let me tell you something. That guy got on early enough that he would have been a founding member. That means that if anybody should ever decide to come on board with the stuff that I'm doing, I mean, just so that you know what's happening here, when people build things that are bringing something unique to the marketplace, and forgive me if it sounds egotistical, but there's a trend, which is that they usually get bought out within about 2 years. So it happened with Firebase. It happened with Loopback. And when these things happen, those big tech companies are not playing the game of pinochle. Those people are not messing about. I mean, GitHub was sold for around about the same price as the Star Wars franchise. This is what we're talking about here. Now, I'm not saying that anything I'm doing is going to be as big as the Star Wars franchise or anything like that. But what I can say with a straight face, and nobody is going to be laughing if they've had a look at what we're doing. What we are doing is going to electrify not only the PHP community, but the entire web development community. I was looking at Twitter, and the guy who is the creator of the top PHP framework, the most popular one, bless the guy, he's probably a good guy, but he posted a tweet about how the new admin panel's ready. They've got a new admin panel, and here it is. They've been building up to this for months. And I thought to myself, you know, and by the way, it's a nice panel. I'm not knocking it. I respect the other frameworks. But you know, what they call a major new technological breakthrough or some fantastic new feature, we shall call a minor tweak. Because I know what's coming up. I've not been showing you everything here on YouTube, by the way. There's one guy who knows what's coming up. And the biggest concern I have, the thing that keeps me awake at night, is I need to talk to the speed coders, and just I need them to promise me that they're not going to crash the whole market. And I've got a straight face here, because that is the power that they will have. If you go into a marketplace and you take something like, let's say building an online shop. Now, if you build an online shop and you sell it for less than $2,000, like, just go away, go hang about on Fiverr or something, because this is the channel for the winners. And for a guy like me, I've been doing online shops since the mid-90s. And for me, if somebody orders an online shop, that's a month's work, maybe 2 months' work, you know? It takes a long, long time. Now, we are on the verge of having something that's going to let you build an online shop like this. And it's going to be a different level in terms of benchmarks. Now, nobody's asked it, but I'll say I often get asked because it sounds good, right? I often get asked, in my mind, how on earth can you have this framework loading pages at between 3 and 5 thousandths of a second without caching? I'll tell you the answer. The answer is, we had the balls to say no. We had the balls to look at all of that aficionado crap, all of the PSR stuff, the vendor autoloads, the template engines, the ORMs, and all the bullshit. And we said no. And in doing so, we managed to get overheads so low, I believe, that TronGate will be even faster than Falcon or whatever it's called. So I think that the next few weeks are going to be absolutely electrifying. Now, I don't want to put myself in a corner where I'm saying, such and such. But there is a hope. Not a promise, but a genuine hope that this will all be finished by the end of next week. I was looking at the to-do list and there's hardly anything there, Now, if I'm unlucky, it might go on another week after that. But folks, we are so close. And if you are in Speed Coding Academy, I'm saying it with a straight face. Do not crash the market, right? Don't go out selling shops for $200 and all of that and just taking the whole market apart, right? Don't do it, and we're going to have a conversation about this because I'm absolutely serious with the powers that we will soon have. I'm telling you, whatever happens in this whole industry next is up to us. Congratulations, and thank you for standing by me. And as for the guy, Thomas from Germany, well, whomever he is, may he prosper, may he be healthy and happy, but there's no getting away from it. His decision to take advantage of the refund offer will go down as the worst financial decision in the history of his life. I guarantee that. And I'll tell you something else. In case anyone from Speed Coding Academy is hanging about saying, well, that's nice for the founding members, and they're all probably even thinking, well, hang on, what if all this doesn't happen and I'm just waiting on some day that never arrives? Well, you know something? You folks have stood by me. And even though there's some asshole who always leaves a thumbs down, a few of them, and they never leave a comment, this is a good guy. This is a good guy, and I'm feeling kind of generous. So don't be surprised if I come out with something soon, because I am grateful. This morning, actually last night, I received a message from an excellent developer, very technically gifted developer, a good developer, a developer there whom I've hired and admired for many years. And this developer told me that since looking at my module method, as he calls it, he says he can't get it out of his mind. And he said, I've won. He says, I've won. That was his words, not mine. Because often throughout the years, we've debated on matters to do with web development, just technical disagreements. Respectful though, But he sent me that message. And right now, this really great developer who has contributed to one of the major frameworks, actually, he's out there somewhere. And he's taking all of the ideas I've got, because, some of us have checked out the demo and stuff. And what he's doing is he's going to rewrite it all. And he's going to make it all proper by giving it all of that PSR bullshit, And in doing so, he's probably thinking that it'd be good for the CV. Maybe even it'll make him popular with some of the PHP aficionados out there. Now, I'm grateful for his message, and I'm glad that he likes the module method. And good luck to anyone who wants to follow me. Okay, good luck. I'm certainly not the first person to think about building code generators or anything like that. I don't have a monopoly on that stuff. But you know something? He doesn't get it. Because the thing that gives TronGate power is not the fact that it uses modules. It's not even the benchmarks. The thing that gives TronGate real power is the fact that it's an alternative type of web development. For the first time, here is a framework where you can write code the way you like. Go check out the user guides. How many of the frameworks, the majors, do they start by lecturing you about how to code. You must not. You've seen it. Shall not. Capital letters. What a negative introduction. With this framework, you can code however you like. I'm even going to add a thing to the desktop app that's like choose your coding style, and it'll code in the way that you like. It's going to be fantastic. And if this framework has any value at all, it will be because somebody had the balls to say, I disagree. I disagree with all of the PSR bullshit. Let's chuck Agile and DevOps under the bus while we're here. I disagree with every self-appointed PHP aficionado in the universe. Last year, around about this time, I got invited to a conference. My first ever web development conference. I was so excited. And then, just a few weeks before the conference, they got in touch and told me that I wasn't going to be on the main stage, but I was going to be at the after dinner party. And then, just a few weeks before that, they told me some other bullshit about how they couldn't have me on board or whatever. And they also told me that the only reason that they got in touch with me actually was because they thought I was kind of funny. And they thought that maybe I could crack a few jokes and they could have a laugh at the funny guy. So, needless to say, I never did do that speech. I never did get to show up at any conference. But you know something? By the time this year is done, the joke will be on them.